Welcome to Behind the Brand, where we uncover the stories, struggles, and successes behind the businesses you love. Today we are here with Karen Smisek, the founder of Home a la Mode, to learn how it all started and what it took to bring her vision to life. You own Home a la Mode.
Mm-hmm.
When did you start Home a la Mode?
2006. But I had
Okay.
Calico Junction before that,
Yes. Yeah.
1995.
So why did you start Home a la Mode?
I started Home a la Mode because I enjoyed doing quilt stuff to begin with. And at the time, pre-cuts weren't even out there yet. There was no pre-cuts at the time. Now pre-cuts is a big thing.
Because they
for
had
fabrics.
Mode a Home.
They had Mode a Home,
But
they had
there
home
wasn't-
goods, but there were no pre-cuts when I started. And
Okay.
so I started because Moda had all the kitchen, bath, all the bedding, that kind of stuff. And so I went to the top dog, which was Mr. Dunn,
Mhm.
and asked him if I sold everything that Moda did, is that a possibility?
Yeah.
And so my daughter helped me get into magazines
And who would that
different things.
daughter be?
I have no idea, because I have two of them and they're both awesome. But I got into magazines and did features and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I like
Remember that?
doing the quilting stuff, and Moda mainly I started off with, but then I went on to other brands. But I mainly did Moda because they had all the bedding, bath, and kitchen, and I could do a whole catalog.
Yeah.
So my daughter, who was very smart with catalogs and stuff, she helped me. I mean, I worked till 3 a.m. if you remember, getting this catalog together, and we created a very, very nice catalog
Mhm.
that we did 12,000 of them,
Mhm.
and I mean, they were awesome. People are still asking me for them, and I only did them the 1 year.
Yeah.
But you did a professional job with it, and I was very
Thank you.
impressed that,
And that was back in
2006.
2006 is when we did the catalog. When we created the brand for
Yes,
Home a la
Home a la
Mode.
Mode.
And what was the reasoning? Why did you decide you wanted what you have for Home a la? And actually, Home a la Mode brand looked different back then.
It did,
It was more of a tan seal.
yes. And then we changed it later on to a blue turquoise
Mhm.
one, and then the color splash was one that you inspired me with, because
Yeah, so it's evolved a few times.
It has
over
evolved,
the years. So it's
and-
almost 20 years old.
yeah, next year it'll be the 20th anniversary of that.
Wow.
Because, and the reason why we changed was to give me a new look, and as I changed from the home goods to the pre-cuts to more fabrics for the quilt
Uh-huh.
shop, because I started off with a quilt shop, but I
Yeah.
went out of it and then back to it because we needed a new look. And each time you were great at creating that new look for me.
Thank you.
And I mean, it was very impressive, but to me, you gave me that push to be better and to look more professional, because you got to look professional.
You do. Yeah, because if you look clip arty, then you're
Right.
gonna look
Well,
like the run of
and
the mill.
I didn't feel like I had the smarts to do that.
Uh-huh.
I could sell almost anything, but as far as creating my logo, creating
Your brand.
my brand was really important. So when I go, I mean, I do shows and I do classes and I do programs. And when I got into this color splash one that I have now,
Mm-hmm.
what was really cool about it is I started into the art quilts.
Yeah.
So the art quilts are very colorful and very creative. And you came up with the color splash that I really like.
Mm-hmm.
And then your daughter actually came up with my robot when I asked her if she would do me a
Yes.
retro robot.
Yep.
And anyway, so then I ended up having she made me a robot. So
Yep.
that
she
was really
hand
cool.
drew that one, and then we vectorized it and
Yep.
made it into a.
And it's on our RV, and it's, it's on the back of my card, so it has all the quilt designs and stuff. It just, when I hand out a card, people save them.
Yeah.
And we did a matte finish on one,
Yes,
on the
we
cards,
did.
which was awesome and amazing.
A suede finish on one too.
Well, that's the one I was talking about. It's a suede
one.
finish, yeah. It's a suede finish. And I don't know, the brand to me helps me look bigger than what I am.
Okay.
And with everything that I do with the printing of the fabrics and all that other stuff, I think having a partner that, you know, you're not my partner, but to me you're my partner.
We kind of partner in with businesses to make sure that their brand stands out among other competition.
Right. Well, and you're very fast at getting my stuff out, so that has helped tremendously, because I've had other places off and on since the 90s and never had anybody that could do what you do, and you just do it really well.
Wow. I'm glad we could. And it was kind of exciting because in 2006, we weren't doing this yet.
I know.
It was just more of like a thing that I did on the side.
Well, because you design web pages and all that kind of stuff.
My day job was a web developer.
Yep. And you created logos, and you're just really talented with
you
that.
became my first branding client. And
almost 20 years ago, and think how old you are now. So you did that very young. You're 25.
That's true. Yeah.
With little kids.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Yeah, I think
You've come a long way, and to me, to see what you've done with people's businesses, oh my gosh, I constantly recommend you to people, because
thank you. But this isn't about me. This is about your business and why you created Home a la Mode. So what was I appreciate it, but so what was the reasoning for creating? Because what I remember 20 years ago was you were wanting to do something that you didn't have to have a storefront.
Right.
And I used to work for Moda, and I remember when Moda Home came out, I was like, oh my gosh, you could do this and just put everything on the website and pre-sell it, because how their shipping worked was, you know, it was in by 10, out by 2 type of thing, to where you could almost have it next day because you're in the same state. And it was, you were able to like flip it around pretty quickly without having to hold on to a ton of inventory yourself.
And Home a la Mode was like ice cream. Yeah. It was a topping for your home, and I wanted us to be complete with topping for somebody's home if they just moved into a house. I mean, we used to go in and actually help people decor theirs with all of the Moda
I remember
stuff.
that,
Yeah, because Mickey was awesome, and we did all of her decor, and we went in, and I mean, it was amazing that we could do attention to detail to people's homes. And so, doing that with Home a la Mode was kind of something that I've always wanted to do, because I've always, since I was very young, liked creating stuff. And having daughters and 2 sons, I mean, we were able to create and do stuff, and you know, do something other people we really didn't know did. But branding that to me was huge, because it gave me, as a housewife and a mother and all those other things, something I could do from home. Plus doing shows and programs and classes and going out when I scheduled them. You know, I have a great husband that allowed me to do that kind of stuff, so I could be gone for a weekend and everything was good. But Home a la Mode branding was huge for me. When I go someplace, okay, so you even created the stickers that went on my trailer. So I pull a black,
decals,
oh my gosh, huge decals on there. And so when I travel, I'd have my black Hummer and my black trailer with Home a la Mode all over it. I had Moda Home for my license plate, which was your suggestion also. But when I went someplace, everybody looked for me. They were like, oh, I saw your truck and trailer. I knew you were here. So,
so branding your vehicles.
Branding it was huge for me, because I could go down the highway and I'd have people call me off the phone. Because my phone number was on there, and they call and they go, what is Home a la Mode? We didn't really say it was a quilt shop or home goods or anything else, but people would call us because of the name, going, what do you do?
Yeah.
And it gave me the opportunity to talk to them.
Explain.
Yeah, and talking to somebody one-on-one
Mm-hmm.
is so much better than
Well,
just
that
a
human
website.
connection. Yeah, I would say that human connection is really important. That I think a lot of people miss nowadays because everything's so technical, and it's everything's online.
Yep.
And that element of human interaction is, I think, super important, and people are looking for that again.
And you have to be online now.
You do.
But
it's important to be online, but it's also important to have a real voice on the other end.
It is.
And
it
not
is.
some robotic thing that's...
Well, and something else
Sorry.
that you've given me that is really nice is when I ship something to somebody,
Mm-hmm.
I put a little gift in there.
Yeah.
You know, and I make sure, there's got to be something in there that goes, oh, when they open it up, because it not only did they get the fabric or whatever they ordered, they got, like, my tissue paper has thank you on it.
Yeah.
And the little cards that I put in there. And matter of fact, we need to talk about some postcards too that I can sell my classes and stuff through.
Yeah.
So you're my go-to person for all that.
But it's part of, so your packaging is part of your branding.
It's huge.
And so that's one thing that we've tried to educate our clients is that your brand is not just your logo, but it's how you package things. It's your strategy on how you're marketing it, and then also how you interact with your customers is all part of your brand.
When you brand something, you're branding yourself,
Mm-hmm.
but it also brands how you live and how you act. And I think people, when they come into my booth, because I've got Home a la Mode everywhere.
Mhm.
I mean, I've got the signs that you did up above. I've got my street signs that say Home a la Mode. When they come in, they know who I am.
Right.
And they know the type of person I am just by what I sell.
Okay.
And what I do. So
what is it what do you sell and what do you do now? It first started out with Moda home items.
yes.
And then it evolved. So your logo first started out in a tan with a girl, a shopping girl. And it was,
which you helped me create.
Yep. We started that from, day one. It was a very tan look with the shopping girl. The shopping girls, so the shopping girl is the element that has stayed consistent with your brand, even through the evolving of it. But it's changed from that to then it went to a teal colored seal with the girl in it. And then, but the fonts have always changed, or have always stayed the same with
always
Home
the same
Mode.
Because I want people to recognize that.
Well, your brand recognition. You can always evolve your brand look as long as there's elements that stay the same, right?
Right.
So that's what we've done with yours, and now the color splash is your latest one.
Yes, and everybody loves that when they get my card. They're like, "Oh, I love this card."
It's bright and fun, and
it makes you smile when you see it. Plus, the sizes are on the back, which was a great suggestion that we did.
Yeah.
With the
sizes
your
of
measurements,
the quilts.
my measurements.
Yeah.
I mean, people like that. Matter of fact,
because it becomes a
they'll
functional card.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But as far as the things that Home a la Mode has changed from, we went from the home goods to when the pre-cuts came out, and then the fabric bolts. So
and this was all Moda.
This was all Moda, and then I started venturing out from there. I almost became Home a la Moda.
Right.
Originally.
Yeah.
And when I went to talk to Mr. Dunn, the owner, he was like, "Yeah, that'd be great." Well, then the more we talked,
I was like, well, you're gonna, if you ever wanted to pick up anything else,
any
and
other
it's
lines,
not Moda, then you're pigeonholing
and there's
yourself.
so many neat fabrics and stuff out there. So
well, and you also carried what were those little soft?
Oh, the
stuffed
soft
animals.
Monkeys and the jelly cats.
The jelly cats.
The jelly
and that's
cats
not
are awesome.
Moda. So if you would have had Moda in your brand name, then
So we didn't, which was smart. And Moda was going to print fabric
and
for
a
me.
la Mode is
A la Mode is everything for the home. So it's a topping for your home, whether you make a quilt, whether you have some boutique-y stuff that we sell. But I started printing fabric because I've always liked poetry and writing and scripture and all that other stuff. So, which I know you picked up too. I'm reading the sign on the wall that you did for your dad. But it's always been something that my heart goes to.
Yeah.
Like, we do almost 200 different panels. I print fabric.
You got 200
I
now?
have 200, and Moda was going to do me 28 to begin with, and that was it for 6 months. And I went ahead and bought all the equipment to print my own fabric. Yes, and so I print at least 5 days a week most of the time.
Yeah.
But I do anything from scripture to grandparents, and I'll put Nana, Uma, or whatever the grandparent is. But every time I do a show, somebody will say, "Do you do bowling?" I just did bowling this last week.
Did you really?
I just did bowling, yeah. So that's how come it keeps growing.
Well, that's the nice thing too, is you bringing that in-house for you to be able to print your own fabrics. You can do those requests like that and then build up your portfolio of words that you can print on fabric, so people can put those into their own quilt.
And they can wash it and wash it and wash it. The neat thing is, just one really quick story. There was a lady in my booth one day, and this has been quite a while ago, several years, and all I saw, she's reading scripture off of my panels, and there's 12 blocks of 5-inch, and I usually do 12 different scriptures on there, and then a border down the side. Anyways, she was reading, and I just, from the back, I saw her shaking, and her shoulders were just shaking.
Oh, wow.
And she was reading My Tears of Endearment, and her husband had just passed.
Aww.
So she was reading it, and she said, "Oh my gosh, I was brought into this booth for this purpose." And I had an amputee that came in for that too.
You're touching people's lives through the fabrics that you're designing and printing.
Yes, and I critiqued it to her. I asked her what would be something she'd want something different in that one. And she said, "Man, I'm going to go cry." She said, "Well, my husband always paid it forward."
Mm-hmm.
And so she said, "The only thing different I would put in here is one of the things in your piece that says, always pay it forward.
Yeah.
Always pay your life forward."
Mm-hmm.
Because when he died, she says, "I think about all the things that he paid forward, the things that he did for people." And so I critiqued that panel. And I got her address. So you can
easily change it up a little bit to make it unique for somebody.
As soon as I get back, I go back, I critique it. You actually taught me how to do Photoshop and all that stuff. So I go back and I change it. And so many times I've made sure I got her name and address before she left. And so people are really good. Once they start talking to me, they feel comfortable, I'm safe. And so I mailed her that and a sympathy card and a hanky. And I sent that to her, and oh my gosh, she wrote me this 2-page letter about how much that meant to her, more than anybody's "I'm sorry's" that did it for her. Yeah. I would have made her the quilt if I would have thought about it, but anyways, but she was a quilter, so anyways, there's so many things. I had an amputee person walk into my booth, so many things from the Brandy. She remembered me from Home a la Mode, but she came in and I had a monster that had one leg. And she said, "Oh my gosh, this is me." She was an amputee. She only had one leg.
Oh, wow.
So she asked me if I would print something for amputees.
Yeah.
And so I said, "Send me 12 things, and I will be more than happy to print that for you." So I did. I mean, one of them is "I run better than the government." I mean, she had 12 really cool ones that I put in there, and every time somebody comes into my booth that's in a wheelchair with one leg or whatever, I give them one of those panels.
Oh, wow.
And it makes me cry every time. And I usually remember the person's name. I get their name down, and I give them that panel. So I give a lot of mine away because I've created them, and it makes me happy I bring tears to their eyes when they have it, so it's really cool.
Though. I love that, and how it's evolved over from just having home goods to fabrics, then to creating your own fabrics with words to make those quilts a little bit more personalized, because your background is quilting. I mean, you had a store before Home a la Mode called Calico Junction,
which was all fabrics,
and it was a quilt store in East Texas. And so that kind of is like full circle, bringing you back to your quilting.
Right. But now I can put my words into the quilts, and it makes a card and a quilt. And the thing that I like about it is because now that I'm the age that I am, I'm slowing down with a lot of stuff, but I'm ramping up with my art pieces.
Yeah.
And I can put words or something.
Because you are doing more art quilts.
A lot of art quilts.
What kind of method do you use for your art
Laura
quilts?
Heine, in 2021, I took a Laura Heine class in Montana, and I became a certified teacher for her.
Okay.
And it just brought Home a la Mode to a new, that's why the color splash is so special.
Yeah.
And I think that's about when we did that color splash.
I think it
when
was
I came back from
when
there.
Yep.
It got more artsy-fartsy.
You
I'd say
wanted
that.
more color into your
I
cards,
wanted a different look, but still the same.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yep.
Because
It's
we
just
changed
rebranded.
that. Yeah. Because we went from the tan retro look to the teals to the, and that was a round sign, and now we've got the color splash.
I think it was scalloped with the teal and the white and the black.
Yeah. Because I also had to logo me some sticker type things that we could put around.
Yep.
But making it full circle, I'm still doing the quilting because a lot of people do contemporary quilting, but a lot of the people that have been quilting for 50 years or whatever, when they see Home a la Mode, they know that I kind of have evolved to different things. And these ladies that have been quilting for 50 years or more, they're like, oh my gosh, I don't do raw edge applique, and I heard Home a la Mode does. So to me, Home a la Mode has been there for 20 some years now.
Right.
But being there and kind of changing things with the time.
Yeah.
The art quilts have been, you don't have to sew. I mean, you can quilt it when you're done or have somebody else quilt it.
Yeah.
But
so you use a lot of fusibles to attach your fabrics and then
it's
quilt
permanent
and stitch afterwards.
Yes. And so now I can critique them to match that person or to match, even if I follow the patterns, I can still put my twist on it.
Right. Make it unique and make it your own.
Because I still want to keep going at my age, I'm now having a lady create some raw edge applique that's already laser cut. I met her in Houston.
Oh, nice.
And so because dogs are huge to people, Home a la Mode has now brought like the dachshund and the different dogs. And so that's what they look for when they come to the booth is the dog stuff. So now I'm going to have a Home a la Mode dog called Daphne.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. That's such a cool, because that has like, not just, your brand didn't just evolve, but your entire business has evolved over the last 20 years from where it actually began and why you began it.
Well, and I think if you get excited with what you do, my shirts, you've done most of my shirts, but my shirts, my clothing, I do angel wings on my back because I lost my Brenda. Brenda was with me for 14 years and she was a big part of what I did, and she was always like the brand.
She was like your soul sister.
She was my soul sister, even closer than a lot. But she was always pushing the brand too.
Yeah.
You know what? There has to be 6 signs in here that say Home a la Mode. So branding and having that, they remember you. I mean, they usually say you do everything in 3s.
Yep.
So you do everything in 3s, and we'd even go above and beyond that, but we made sure everybody got a card, everybody saw our brand, and when they come into the booth, they'll go, oh, there's Home a la Mode.
Yeah.
I've seen you guys, and I can go back in my computer, and I can say, yeah, you bought from me in 2019.
Right. Yeah.
So it's nice. If I didn't have Home a la Mode as my brand, I'd have something that they wouldn't remember. Home a la Mode, a lot of them remember because their husband remembers. Oh, it's like ice cream, remember?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and same. That's the thing is a lot of times a business name, you want to have something where it's going to be rememberable. You don't want something that everybody has.
No.
Right. And I don't think I've ever heard of another company with the a la mode.
I have actually.
Okay.
Because every once in a while there'll be something, but it's like far, far away. It's not Home a la Mode, but it's, you know.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, every once in a while somebody will say Home a la Mode, Home all alone.
Home all.
Yeah, Home all alone, and I was like, Home a la Mode. Think of the ice cream that goes on your pie. That's always good.
Yeah.
Home a la Mode. So we always kind of flip them back to the Home a la Mode.
I like it. That's awesome.
But wearing it, having it, you're gonna do my phone in it.
Yes.
I have to have
Yep.
everything out that's home a la mode.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of part of who you are now. I mean,
And I always
after
carry
20 years.
cards.
Mm-hmm.
Always carry cards with me because somebody always is like, can
Yeah.
I get your number? Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
I got a card. So
I love that. And I love how it's just kind of evolved into, you know, you're always improving it, always making it something new so that it stays current with the times and what people are interested in. And
well, and as I've gotten older with the brand too, like people are asking for memory quilts. You know, as I've gotten older, a lot of the people that I know are older, so I do a lot of t-shirt quilts and memory quilts for people, and they remember that Home Alamo does it. I'm still getting phone calls from a long time ago that they're like, do you still do teddy bears, or do you still do, memory quilts? I still do it.
Yeah.
And, you know, lots of times I'll do a lot of, as my kids call it, banana bread stuff. You know what banana bread is?
Well, I know what banana bread is, but
okay, so the people that come and they sell you banana bread for $5 and it's for prison ministries and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So every time I go someplace, like I went to Chewy's restaurant and this guy wanted to know what Home a la Mode was because I had my shirts on, and my girls always wear them too. And so we were in Austin and we were doing a quilt show and we all had our Home a la Mode shirts on and the waiter, 6'5" guy, said, "What's Home a la Mode?" I said, "It's a quilt shop." And he goes, "A quilt." Oh my gosh, he said, "I had a quilt when I was 3 years old and we got moved and my grandma made my quilt and the quilts were so important." And so he went on and on about that. So the two ladies that were with me, they were like, "You're going to buy the banana bread, aren't you?" And I was like, shut up. So what they meant was I was going to end up making this guy a quilt, which I did. And Jim and I drove, my husband and I drove all the way to Austin to deliver it, but we made him, he was 6'5".
Oh my gosh.
And he never thought it was going to happen. I kept calling to make sure he was at work at Chewy's. And anyways, long story short, I did a story for him on the back. His name was Charleston. And so I did a story on the back that I printed.
Yeah.
It was a Christian one. And I did this flannel, colorful quilt. And Jim and I took it in, and oh my gosh, he cried. I mean, and they had all the people in Chewy's restaurant, which was a big restaurant, come and take pictures of him getting this quilt with us. It just makes my heart feel good when I do it.
And there's a story behind it. It's just kind of like with the brand. To me, I've always liked brands because there's a story behind it. There's a reason why people are creating a brand, and
it brings you home.
Yeah.
And that's what Home a la Mode meant to me.
Okay.
It brings you back home.
Yeah.
And home is important to me.
Yep. I love that. Well, that's awesome.
Thank you. And thank you, because if I wouldn't have had you, I don't know if I would have branded quite like I did. You just kept me moving forward.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to hear that.
So I'm glad you do what you do.
Thank you. I am too. I love it because I get to meet all kinds of different people in different industries, and it's a lot of fun.
I bet. Well, and enjoying your job.
Yes. Yeah.
Is important.
Yeah.
And if I didn't enjoy it, I still wouldn't be doing it. Everybody keeps asking me why don't I retire, and it's because why would I retire when it's my passion?
Right.
And I think you've got a passion for it, so
it
makes it important when it's something you like to do.
I love that. Well, thank you guys for watching. We loved talking with Karen, my mom, my first client with Home a la Mode.
And the biggest promoter of it. I share it with everybody because I know you won't do them wrong. You will do them good business.
Oh, you're talking about us.
I'm talking about you, yes. So everybody that I talk to, when they're starting off or just doing something, I always bring you up because you're a good person that can keep promoting them and climbing their mountain for them.
Yes, well, good. I'm glad that comes through on all of that, because that's kind of the whole reason why we do what we do, is to be able to help people with their brand and promote it the way I think it should be promoted.
Oh, you do
because-
good.
Well, thank you.
You're a do-gooder.
Thank you, guys. Okay.
This will be our blooper reel.
That's good. Today we are here with Karen Smisek, the founder of Home a la Mode, to learn how it all started and what it took to bring their vision to life. Oh, let me do that again.
Yeah, do it again.
I can't read that. Welcome to Behind the Brand, where we uncover the